Hey guys, it's Mia Redrick here, the mom strategist. Now, I am so excited because let me just tell you, I'm just getting back to my room, just slipped off my jacket, and we just wrapped up our coaching session for my clients and for my VIP clients for the Time for Mommy Retreat and Experience Weekend. And, one of the things that came up was, who's taking a stand for you? Like, really, who's taking a stand for you? And I just want to talk about that real quick because I think that so often we have people who are in our world. Hey, darling. Hey, Melly. We have people who are in our world who are, hey, darling, who are down for us, we think, right? But, if someone is truly in your world and taking a stand for your success, that's a non-negotiable, right? That's a pretty powerful claim, right? So do me a favor, guys, and invite anyone that you know that's up this late, right? And I'm going to break down a couple of things about, who's taking a stand for you, because that's something that you deserve. You have to be exhausted. Who is this? Latasha, you definitely operate from a place of abundance. Thank you so much. Yeah, because I take a stand for the people I care about, my clients, and I get to do what I absolutely love to do. And I didn't create this weekend to not serve. I came to play full out, and that's why I'm here. I'm Mia Redrick. I'm the mom strategist, and I support mostly women with life and business success. You guys can always check me out at miaredrick.com. Now, this weekend, I've been hosting my annual Time for Mommy Retreat. This is my 4th year, but my 5th event. I hosted an event in March in Trinidad and Tobago, right? I'm taking a stand for myself. Yeah, you're taking a stand? All right. So, you got to take a stand for your success and building a community of people who you can count on is an important part of that. In order to get what you want, you got to know what you want. And, one of the greatest things that I've had over the years are some incredible women who were, non-negotiable about my goals, committing to my dreams, who didn't quit on me. All right. And that was just really important to me over the years to be able to create the results that I wanted, was to have that level of accountability. And I think a lot of us sometimes we don't know what that looks like. We don't even know when we have relationships that don't fully honor who we are. Sometimes we're so used to accepting the basics because we haven't seen people who truly take a stand for your success. So let me talk about what it looks like for those of you who maybe want that and you don't have it. Maybe this will support you. One of the things that I believe that when you have people who are taking a stand for your success, they're you-minded, okay? They're go-givers. And so one of the books that changed my life years ago is this book called The Go-Giver. If you guys haven't read it, it's a really important book about the power of giving to others and serving others. And one of the things that I've learned, the most fulfilling things that I get to do in my life are all around from a place of giving. All right. And that's really what I do. That's what I'm always looking for also, is to network with people who believe in being of service and who are givers, who look for opportunities to give, to sow, to tithe, right? That's what a go-giver is, okay? And you can do it in a lot of different ways. Sometimes, being a go-giver is maybe you're giving your time. Sometimes you're giving your money. Sometimes you're giving your expertise. But I'm always looking to hang out with people who are go-givers, all right? So if you're trying to create a community of people who are taking a stand for your success, the number one thing you want to look for are people who are go-givers, all right? Who are go-givers, all right? The second thing that you are looking for are people who really, you're looking for people who are not selfish, all right? Now, the challenge with being selfish is that a lot of times when people are selfish, they just don't realize that they are selfish beings. And I find that sometimes the most selfish people are people who can't discipline themselves, all right? So what I mean by that is, they're people who maybe they get tired easily, all the time, or maybe they're people who, the least little thing, they become distracted. So one of the biggest things that I've found for myself over the years is that, hanging out with people who have a practice of self-discipline. It's why I like to work out. It's why I also like to, for myself, make myself do things that every day that I wouldn't normally do. And I enjoy hanging out with people also who discipline themselves in that way. For example, people who do like marathons or triathlons or 5Ks, or people that push themselves to the limit. They tend to be people who are more disciplined in how they operate, and their body doesn't rule them. Their mind rules their body. Those are great people who will take a stand for your success. Trust me on this, right? And so physically disciplining yourself is a really, really, really great way for you to build a community with people who take a stand for your success. All right. Another way to find people who take a stand for your success are people who operate from a place of vulnerability. So I'm never really thinking about hanging out with people who can't be vulnerable. All right. Hey, Carla, good to see you. Who can't be vulnerable? Because vulnerability, if someone's going to take a stand for your success, that's a pretty hefty place, right? And they have to be vulnerable with you, and then also able to be, able to, in order for them to be able to hear what you're saying, to be vulnerable. I mean, to be able to hold a place for you. So people who aren't able to be vulnerable personally find it really difficult. Find it really difficult to understand where you are at. You know what I'm saying? So imagine that I'm trying to tell you what I'm trying to do, and if you don't have, in your own life, you're not vulnerable, you aren't able to be transparent, then you're not going to be able to hold a place for me either. Now, the reason this is important for those of you who run a business, right, is because, the thing is, whoever you are with your clients, that's what you are also going to attract. So vulnerability is a really important component to me in terms of building an amazing business. Building an amazing business, because it is a requirement. It's something that I try to be vulnerable so that I can hold a place for myself. But also, if I can do that for myself, then I can also hold a place, a soft place for someone else that I care about, their results and their success. Really important trait. The other thing is transparency. So authenticity, right? So if someone's going to take a stand for your success, then typically, one of the things that is very attractive to me are people who are comfortable in their own skin without pretense, that absolutely love just being themselves. They don't feel like they have to put on or anything like that. And the reason that's important, if you want to hang out with people who take a stand for your success, people who value you for being who you are the best people in the world to have in your world. But you'll like them because they'll like you because they like themselves, right? You ever try to hang around a group of people who, it's all about pretense. None of it's like real. Like anything that's happening in the world, the conversation is like, you can't even understand it because it's so not real that you're confused. All right. So if you want to find people that take a stand for your success, find people who literally have the ability to be transparent and they are comfortable in their own skin, because if they're comfortable in their own skin, they'll be comfortable with you being in your own skin. All right. It sounds like that you are talking about me before I even got on here. Oh, that's so funny. Okay. But that's really important. All right. As well. If you want to find a community of people who take a stand for your success, I think it's also important that you find people who are able to be cheerleaders in your world. See, sometimes when you have relationships with people, sometimes you create success. You know what I mean? A lot of success. And it's cool to have people that are there for you in terms of being a soft place when you fall, but you also need to have people who are there for you when you win, all right, that are cool with you winning, even if they're not winning and they haven't won in a long time. And to me, having people who can take a great stand for your success, yes, thank you, who take a stand for your success, are people who, you know what, they can cheer for you even if they are not winning, all right? Very, very important as well. And I'm looking for that. Like I'm looking. And and I think that's particularly important for those of you out here who, sometimes you have those clues where you've said to people what you've got going on and they change the topics. That means you need to find and up-level new support for yourself. Hey there. You need to create new support for yourself just because if people aren't able to hold a space for your light, for your goodness, all right? Because anybody can hold a space for your failures or what's not working, but you also need it the other way. People taking a stand for you being brilliant, being amazing, thinking out of the box. Another thing that I think is important when you're looking for people who are taking a stand for your success, I mean, sometimes people seeing you for who you can be. Sometimes people who take a stand for your success, they see you as you can be, not always just as you are, like what's possible for you, and they hold you accountable to that, and that is so important in the scheme of building yourself, right? And I love that. I have that in several of my friends, but one of my friends in particular, we take a stand for one another and to our light. Like, girl, you could totally do that. You could rock this. She reminds me sometimes of what sometimes I forget about myself, and you deserve that, and you deserve to have people in your life that way. And equally, you deserve to have people who are what I believe are investors. Take a stand for your success. They're investors. And what that means is that they're vested in your relationship. People who are vested in your relationship, they don't quit on you, right? They give you what they have. They give you all that they have. And they're never going to see that you need something and look the other way. You know what I mean? Have something and then not give it to you. And I think that's a really important thing to understand when you're looking for people who are taking a stand for your success. It's sort of like somebody that knew that you needed some information for your business and they saw it, but they didn't give it to you, right? Not because of spite or anything like that. They just saw it and they didn't take the action that would really have supported you in getting what you needed. So you want people who are vested in the relationship and that they're taking a stand for you, and what's important to you is important to them. And to me, those are the kind of people that I like to hang out with. Those are the kind of people that allow you to show up also big in your own world. It's the kind of infrastructure of support that is the making for great and amazing days, okay? You can get an idea of the type of person someone is by the type of friends that they have or that they don't have, absolutely. I think that when you're choosing your friends, you want to choose people based on your ambition level. Choose friendships based on where you're going, not in terms of where you are. That's what's really important, because if you're going in that direction, you want to hang out with people who are already in that direction that are steps ahead of you. And what happens is you get to stand on their shoulders, but you got to be able to be vulnerable to do that. You know what? You've got to be able to be secure in yourself to do that. You know what I mean? Sometimes you have to go into those relationships and you got to be able to sow a seed, be a go-giver in those relationships because of the level of networking or what the circles are. But it's worth it, because people are taking a stand for your success. They'll always let you in, but sometimes you got to do work to be there. You got to be vested. And I think some of us, we want it. We want to play at a high level. We do, but we aren't always willing to do the work and show up 100% like we need to in order to create the results. I'm Mia Redrick. I'm the mom strategist, and I support mostly women with life and business success. We're here for the Time for Mommy Retreat and Experience Weekend. We just wrapped up an awesome VIP session, and it's so late, and I thought that was on my heart, and I just wanted to talk about, when you have people who are taking a stand for your success, your greatness, your bigness. Thank you. It was awesome. Wasn't it, Carla? And your session, your jumping rope session, I heard was awesome today also. And the ladies loved it. I thank you so much for coming all the way from California to Baltimore. You're just phenomenal and amazing. And you did the dang thing. So there you go. The women here are awesome and incredible. And once again, we did it. You know what I'm saying? So, I can only do it because I have people. You mean to tell me that I have been here in a women's session? You know what? Actually, we're here in Baltimore. I'm hosting a retreat here in Baltimore, a physical retreat where women have come from many different places, and we are hosting a live event. But on the Periscope, anybody could be here. I'm just wrapping up sort of my reflections as a result of taking a stand for your success. So, yeah, guys can come here, okay, can be a part of the scope as well. But the retreat was just for moms, mostly women, okay? So anyway, that's what I wanted to say. I've been talking for hours all day today. We had an incredible day, and I'm sure that I'll sign on to Periscope on tomorrow at some point, and share with you guys a final reflection. I did tell you that I was going to let you see some snippets of the retreat, and I did do that. But just keep in mind, if you missed it, you missed it. Next year, you need to be an investor, and that'll allow you to at least get a virtual ticket, get your questions answered. I love you. Carla, you know I love you, and I will talk to you guys soon, okay? Talk to you tomorrow. Bye.